So I know I just finished a painting like literally last week, but I've been craving to paint something like huge, and I got like this really big canvas. It's already painted over by someone at school, but they said that I can take it and I can paint over it or whatever, so I'm going to use it. But let me show you what I've been working on. So I did this sketch. It's going to be like a lady going through like a little stream or river, and I want it to be very vibrant, very colorful, not like sunset lighting, but like kind of mid-afternoon lighting, like very bright and yellow, orange colors. And I did this little watercolor study of what I want the portrait to look like, and I feel like this is exactly what I'm picturing. And yeah, it has like kind of that like hard light on the back and on the hair, so the sun's gonna be like that. But I did a little watercolor study there, and I've been really influenced by this artist here. I've just been going through some of his work, and like this is kind of like the vibe I want to go for. Let me see if I can find a painting that I was looking at earlier. So yeah, this one, I know it's not going to be as colorful as I'm going to paint it, but I feel like just the style and everything is what I'm gonna try to achieve. I know I cannot do anything like this, but to try and take inspiration for it is going to be a big part of this painting. So this is the canvas I'm going to be using. Yeah, see, it's already painted over and stuff like that, but I'm going to gesso over all of that. If you watch my last video, I can compare the size of the painting really quick. So this is my last painting, and it's like in comparison to the size of this canvas. I would say that this one is like the new canvas is about double the size. So yeah, more space to work on, more room to get details in, because I want this painting to be pretty detailed overall. Okay, so I finished gesso priming the canvas. As you can see, there are like little bits of texture here from the previous painting that my friend did. I don't know if I'm gonna sand it down or just leave it, because I think it could be cool to have some of this texture, you know, be a little part of it. I might try and sand this part, because that's gonna be where the figure is, but I feel like back here where some of the trees are, or some foliage, it would be cool just to leave it there and have some of it pop out in the end result. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. So I'm kind of irritated right now. I set up my phone on like my recorder stand to record like a long time-lapse video of me sketching, and I just finished sketching and I looked over at my phone and it said iCloud storage full error, saving video or something like that. So my entire time lapse of me sketching, which is like actually like an hour and a half, I'm pretty sure. What time is it? Yeah, it's 8:50. Yeah, it was about like an hour and a half, so that's probably why the storage got messed up. But I'll just show you what I did. I don't have access to the time-lapse footage. The canvas is too big to like kind of show it all at once, but here's what I got done. I did have like a little reference that I found on Pinterest of a girl kind of like like crouch walking. I had to like add the dress in from imagination because she wasn't like wearing a dress, she was wearing like some shorts. But other than that, yeah, I got a reference for these old shoes too. And for the background, I don't really know what I want to do for it fully yet. I'm pretty sure this side's gonna be a lot darker and this side's gonna be a lot like lighter and more sunlit, but I know I'm probably gonna have a bunch of different references that I'm using for like the plants, because I know this could be like a bunch of bushes. I put like some little flowers and maybe like some mushrooms over here, and obviously these trees I want to add in, and then over here is going to be more just like some bushes and things like that, and then obviously the water down here I'm gonna have to get some references for. But yeah, basically this entire thing, at least this sketch was made from imagination, but I'm going to be using some references that I find around just to help me with texture and color placement, because I do not have the mental library to fully do this entire piece from imagination. That's kind of insane. But yeah, that's what I'm working with. This is the final sketch. I'm going to start with the underpainting now, I think. I recently got this light here for better lighting for videos and stuff, but it's kind of bright in my face. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it like this, but I did finish the underpainting. I'll show you guys. I know for my dining room underpainting, I was like very complicated. I went in all detail and stuff. For this, I kept it very simple. I just wanted to get the main dark and the main light areas. I had like a few little paintbrush strokes to show that this will be like some grass. I did like some little like this part of the dress is gonna be wet. But yeah, overall pretty simple, pretty concise. I'm gonna start painting tomorrow because I am tired from today. Okay, so hey guys, I'm gonna be talking through these kind of longer painting bits that are in between my like progress checks. But yeah, as you can see, I'm working on the block and layer, and honestly it was really fun just like mixing colors and putting them onto the canvas. and kind of just not guessing, but having fun with, you know, trying out different colors in different areas was a great part of the experience. And so basically what I did, I don't have like a singular reference picture for this painting, because the entire concept is mainly from imagination. So what I ended up doing was I went on Pinterest and I was searching up like different foliage paintings that I could reference. So I had like maybe 5 or 6 different paintings that I was using, and I just had them pulled up on separate windows. And that's basically how I did this part of the painting. I mean, it gets more important later during the detailing phase, because this is basically just a color block in. So I was kind of just referencing the colors from those references for this part. But yeah, and yeah, obviously did the same thing for the water here. I looked up a bunch of like water paintings, even though the water didn't really turn out the way I truly want it to be. I feel like it was more still painterly, but you know, it's a painting, it's gonna look like a painting. I can't control that. And then so yeah, same thing for the portrait. I think I had a bunch of, you know, older portrait paintings pulled up, and I actually really like how the final portrait turned out. I kind of shifted from this original look that I had, because the second layer, like the details, kind of overdo everything they did in the underpainting, or not the underpainting, the block-in layer. But yeah, especially painting these clothes here was really fun. Even though I didn't detail them yet, it was just very fun to just throw a bunch of different like shades and hues of red and blue all over them. But yeah, I'm just gonna let the rest of this part play out because I ran out of things to say. I'll see you guys in the next little voiceover. So I took a break for 2 days to let the first layer of the painting dry, and I'm gonna start today working again from the same left side to right side on like the details. And this is gonna be the last layer. I'm only doing the 2. I don't plan to wait for this one to dry and go back and do more, because I don't want it to be too like overworked. But yeah, I'll just get a little close up right now of what it looks like. This is what it's looking like. It still needs a few more corrections with like some lights and colors. But yeah, I'm probably gonna only get maybe like this much done today if I'm gonna work on the details over here. And the actual figure is gonna take a whole day, and then same with this. So it'll probably be 3 days of painting. And then hopefully I'll get done. I feel like I actually don't need to do that much work to the water. I feel like this is actually at a pretty good state. I might just leave it as is. I don't know. Depending on how detailed I go over here, it'll kind of justify whether I need to change things over here. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. I'm really liking it so far, actually. I'm excited to see what it looks like at the very end. So the final detailing layer actually took way longer than I sort of expected it to take. I expected it would take around the same amount that it took me to do like the blocking, because the blocking only took me like a day or 2. But when you're detailing, like you want to go over everything and keep fixing it, so I had to keep waiting for things to dry just to go over them again later and make it worse than I liked it before. But probably the best part about this was painting this grass right here. I just feel like I love how it turned out. It's definitely one of my favorite parts of the painting aside from the figure. But detailing the grass was really like, I never really have painted foliage like this before, but just seeing the references that I had, it really genuinely did help me like paint the grass better. So I would recommend, if you guys are struggling with painting something, look up paintings of what you're trying to paint, and it will genuinely help you, like more than like an actual photo reference will, because I'm not copying, I'm just kind of analyzing their technique and trying to apply it on my own painting. For the water here, I didn't really have to fix much. I just kind of fixed some colors in certain areas because I kind of like just to leave it like that, even though earlier I said I don't like it as much now. I think it is different stylistically than some of the other parts of it. It feels more, you know, painterly and color blocking, but I actually don't mind it. And then the portrait, I was struggling with the face at first, but I ended up fixing it. I think, yeah, I fixed it already. I worked on the hair. When I was filming, I would kind of forget to film. Like, see, there was like a huge jump right there because I would paint for like 2 hours and be like, oh, I forgot to record. I'll record now. And I just recorded like one part for a long time. But yeah, I feel like this painting was honestly one of my easier paintings. I think because when you paint so big, it's easy to get in details than you are when you're painting small. So I was really just able to work in each area and just go over it until I was happy with it, because it was so big. I could use smaller brushes and get more precise details. But we are nearing the end of this little time lapse, and I'm gonna film the outro and you guys are gonna see some results at the very end. So yep, I'm going to leave it here for now. For like the past week, there's been like this crazy heat wave, and I haven't been able to be up in my room and make any recordings or edit my videos at all. But my room finally feels like cool now, and as you can see in the background, the painting has been done for about a few days now, but I'm only now just recording the outro for this. I'll show up the final result on screen at the very end, but if you're interested in getting prints, I do have them available on my website. I'm gonna link it in the description, and for a bunch of my other paintings as well, you can go see there. And yeah, I'm not gonna talk anymore. I'll show the final results on screen. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.